been playing a lot of Call of Duty Warzone recently. It's a good game, but whenever I play it, I have one question racing through my mind, and I know you have it too. What is the speed of the plane? That's why I'm here. After hours of intense math, I have discovered something strange. Let me show you what I mean. When I started this project, I knew that to solve any problem, you need a hypothesis. If we were just to start doing calculations, we would have nothing to base it off of. I was sure this game has realism in mind, so when I gathered the data, I thought that we should be able to compare our results to the speeds of similar real planes. Which brings me to my first question. What kind of plane is the plane in Warzone? Well, let's narrow it down by geography. The setting of this battle royale is in the fictional land of Castovia. Seeing how the native language of the country is Russian, the flag looks really Russian and almost all of the signs in the game are in Russian, we could assume that the country itself is similar to Russia. Actually, looking even more into it, in the beta of this game, the battlefield was Russia, so I think that Russia is a good comparison. So I found 6 airlifts, that's the planes that paratroopers jump out of, used in Russia to this day. I won't be looking at their top speeds, but rather their cruising speeds. If we get the average cruising speeds of these 6 airlifts, we get 735 kilometers per hour. That's my hypothesis. The speed of Warzone's plane is 735 kilometers per hour. When I first started making this video, I explained all the math I used to find the speed of the plane in full. It was as boring as hell, so now I'm introducing something I think is quite revolutionary. It pairs learning math with the established Russian theming of this game. Now I introduce to you a mix of entertainment and education for the new millennia. Hard-based math. I will now loudly scream into the microphone as Russian hard bass plays in the background. You have roughly 5 seconds to learn as much math as possible, starting right now. After my 14 trials, I got a mean speed of about 78.677 meters per second, with a standard deviation of 0.633. Now, let's just convert this value into kilometers per hour and see how close we are. 283.2. Our hypothesis was 735, and it's 283.2. When I discovered this, I thought something was wrong. I thought, how could it be this slow? So, I quickly did more calculations based on my findings. The 95% confidence interval of my test is between 281.9 to 284.6 kilometers per hour, which is still nowhere near the hypothesis. We can determine with a statistical test how likely it is that, based on our calculations, the plane is actually going at 735 kilometers per hour. The probability of this is so low that my calculator rounded it to 0. So, let me explain how slow 283.2 kilometers per hour is. This thing goes a little over 38.5% the speed of the average Russian airlift. According to this, if it were an American mail, which on average can run a mile in 9 minutes and 7 seconds, compared to the speed of other airlifts, Warzone's plane would have a mile time of about 23 minutes and 40 seconds. Let's take the slowest real plane from the bunch, the Antonov AN-72, going at its slowest recorded cruising speed of 550 kilometers per hour.
Activision's an incredible place, the biggest independent third-party publisher in the world. It's a place where people come to do the best work of their lives. It's a place where people come to do the best work of their lives.
If we made these planes race from Los Angeles to New York City, by the time the AN-72 has made it to the destination, the Warzone plane would be 30 miles away from Manhattan. Manhattan, Kansas.
Hey guys, if you really enjoyed that video, remember to smash subscribe and smash the bell, hit all, and remember, have a gaming day.
So, after my findings, I thought, maybe airlifts really do go that slow. I needed an opinion on this. I needed an aerospace engineer on this. So I did the obvious thing. The California Institute of Technology has one of the best aerospace engineering programs in the country, and so I sent them an email with my inquiry. They still haven't responded. Then I had another idea, fueled by this immense denial rushing through my body that a plane could be this slow. I contacted the developers of the game itself. They programmed it, and they should know the speed of the plane. Maybe I was wrong. So, I sent them messages on Twitter on May 26th, but still no response. Why is it called Activision support when they didn't provide the emotional support I needed to cope with these findings? I didn't know what to think about this. Was I right? Was the plane from Warzone this slow?
Bruh.
My mind was racing until I found an answer. One of my friends just got in contact with one of the developers, and he sent my findings to them. What was his response? LMAO, thanks. After this, I knew I was in the right. I have one developer who agrees with my findings. I did it. I really did it. This is proof that I found the true speed of the plane in Call of Duty Warzone, that I have unmasked the unrealistic representation of Soviet airlifts in this game. These devs are lying to us. This game, which is deeply rooted in realism, has lied directly to our faces. This is not okay. Every asset in this game had realism in mind. Was it all just an act? They lure us in with realism, but as a vehicle to spread lies? I play Call of Duty Warzone for the realism and the realistic portrayal of modern military tactics. So I say, how dare they? How dare they lie to their core audience about what really matters? How dare they disrespect their dedicated base of fans, a group that I was in until I learned about this atrocity? We listen to their lies, and they just sit back and laugh. So Activision and the 512 other developers of the game, I demand you to fix this. Stop lying to your players and give the world what it needs. A realistic depiction of Russian airlifts in your video game. But wait, this video isn't over for a reason. Someone on Reddit said that the plane is modeled after an American C-130 Hercules, a plane that has a max speed with the hatch open of 150 knots. 150 knots is about 77.2 meters per second. Right around my calculation of 78.7. Was I wrong? Was this pain viscosity person correct? I mean, it looks a lot like the C-130. But no. According to Lockheed Martin themselves, in a C-130 Hercules, the hatch door is functional at up to 250 knots, or 128.6 meters per second. This is far off from my calculated 78.7, so my opinion still stands. The plane in Call of Duty Warzone is slower than real planes of its kind. Why would pain viscosity lie to us like this? Is it simply that they got the number wrong in their head? I still wonder about this to this day, after hours and hours of research. I thought pain viscosity sounded familiar, so I laid it out in front of me. PAINVISCOSITY. But standing there, that username before me, I realized something. ACTIVISIONSP